Hello participants, welcome in the new session, and in the last session we were discussing about the case study. Actually, we have completed all the topics, and as I shared in the last session that case study is one of the best method of understanding management and taking training of management. Case study is helpful in imparting and inbuilding the various managerial skills. So, various guidelines were given to you regarding case analysis. I explained what is case, then what is case study, and how this case study can be used as a mean of teaching learning and a mean of research conduction in the domain of management, and then various steps of case study analysis were given, various type of case studies were also detailed. Then how in 3 steps we can analyze a case study, that is preparation for the case study and writing answers for the questions or solving the problem, and then writing the draft of case solution. All that was shared, and now today we will deal with a case, so that we can have actual understanding about case analysis. Generally, as I told you, that case may be a real case, and real case can be of 2 types. A real case is a real problem, a real challenge, a real situation, a real circumstance, or a real happening of industry, which is given to the students to solve it, to address it as a challenge. Second one is the recorded, already recorded case studies. The situations, problems, circumstances, happenings of organizations are recorded, and then these recorded or written case studies are given to the management students, and they analyze them and they provide the solution, they address the challenges, or they identify even the problem. As I told in the last session, that sometimes the case study is given to identify the problem itself, and then how that problem can be resolved. So, understanding all that, now we will take up 2 cases one by one, and we will try to solve them, try to analyze them with the help of the guidelines I shared in the last session. And as I told you, that if we want to analyze the case study, we can do that in 3 steps. The first step is preparation for case analysis. Before starting the case, we must prepare. Before writing the analysis, or before writing the reply, before writing the solution of problem, or before addressing the challenge given in the case study, we should prepare for it. And then how we can prepare, number 1. And in the second phase, we will plan, organize how the solution can be designed and how the reply of given questions can be written. And the last one is then preparing the draft of case analysis. So, taking all these steps one by one, let us take a case which is there already at your screen, and this case is related to a manufacturing industry, and the name of industry is Mahima Manufacturing Public Limited. This case is a very small type of caselet, and it is not necessary that you will get a similar 1 or 2 pages. Sometimes the length of case may be 50 pages, 70 pages, 15 pages, 20 pages. This is just to give a replica of case study. I have taken this case, and as I told you that in the first step, very first you will take a printout of the case, or if it is in the soft copy format, first you will read the case. I have taken this case of just 1 or 1.5 page, so that we can do the same exercise effectively. So, first time we will read the case to understand it properly, and yes, we will also keep in our mind to identify the problem. If problem of case is not given, if questions are not given at the end of the case, then in that case we will try to identify the problem also. So, in the first reading, Mahima Manufacturing Public Limited is a 50-year-old company famous for employee equality and well-being. Company has staff of more than 1,000 employees at different levels among its different 3 plants. Company's policy is to practice equality and well-being for all the administrative, management and lower level staff. The uniformity and equality in implementation of welfare policy can be clearly seen through the facilities provided by the company. Being a people oriented company, has opted for a further number of well-being schemes for all the employees, starting from floor level workers to the senior most positions amongst all its 3 plants. The company provides the same good quality subsidized food, medical insurance scheme, transport facility, contributory provident fund, subsidized food, gratuity on retirement and allowances for education of children for all. In conclusion, the company observes the strict policy of employee equality. As a result of very strict well-being and equity based policy, the organizational work culture, relations and employees loyalty in the company is very high. Consequently, the employee have not gone on strike even for a single day in the history of this company. Employee have no grievance with the administration and are solely dedicated to the production. When the compensation policy of Mahima Manufacturing is compared with other similar competitive companies, then it is paying comparatively lesser salary, but still employees are well satisfied and happy because of other benefits given by the company under equity and well-being policy. Even after such a motivating work environment and high employee loyalty, the company is facing certain challenges such as delay in delivery orders, poor product quality, inferior packaging and poor product handling. Management took the cognizance of situation and constituted a committee of 3 experts to hold an interim inquiry of the state of affairs. The findings of the company inquiry reveal that the challenges are because of problem in system. To address the challenges, the company appointed a general manager HR and handed over the responsibility to solve the problem. General manager HR examined the matter and realized that the challenges are not because of the system, but due to non-coordination and poor synchronization among different departments and team, and it is directly related to the employees. The serious investigation in the matter reveals that the reason for challenges is disinterest and casual approach of employees in work. The reason for this type of employee attitude are company's hiring policy, company is hiring senior level managers from outside without giving opportunity of recruitment to capable internal candidates. Second, compensation package. The compensation package of newly inducted managers hired from outside are much higher than the existing internal same cadre managers. So, this is the case, and I have gone through the whole case, you have read it. Similarly, while working on the cases, you will read the case for the first time, and after reading the case for the first time, if any question, problem or challenge given at the end of the case, you will also try to understand those problem cases, questions or the situation. In the present case, the given questions are: what is problem in this case? Second, how you had been solved this problem if you would have been the general manager HR. There is one general manager HR, no solution is given in the present case, only problem and some of its reasons are given. Now, the case is before you. So, what you will do? You will read the case for second time. If you are reading through the hard copy, then in that case, as I told you in the last session, you will underline the important concept, fact, data and relevant material related to this case, you will underline that. Then in the third time, you will use the highlighter of your computer, or you will use your physical highlighter if you are analyzing the case by using the hard copy. You will highlight those facts, material, concepts and data which will be helpful in the solution of the problem or the questions given at the end of the case. And by this way, you will work out the material from the case, and once it is done, then thereafter you will brainstorm about this case. If we go through this case lightly, then major points are it is a manufacturing company which has a wonderful equity and well-being policy, and for that it is providing very good facilities to the employees from grassroots level to the top executives, and as a result of that there is minimum dissatisfaction and people are loyal, and all these things are there. And then second part is the second major part in this case is the company is giving lesser salary because other benefits. Other benefits means, if we take example of compensation, compensation includes four major things. Number one is the salary, number two is incentive or bonus, number three fringe benefits, number four social security. So, according to policy of equity and well-being of Mahima manufacturing company, all other benefits like social security, fringe benefits and incentives are given, but salary is comparatively lesser than other competitive or other similar kind of organizations in the area. The salary is lesser, but even it is lesser, employees are satisfied and they are loyal and they are working with the company. Now, the third major issue in the given case is there are certain challenges and problems in the company, and those challenges and problems are: number one, late delivery of the orders, poor product quality, inferior packing and poor product handling. Because if orders are delayed, quality is poor and inferior packaging and the product itself are poor, that can really spoil the name of company and that can really result in the severe loss of revenue of the company. Because if order is delayed, then in that case payment will be received or not, that will be doubtful. Second, if product quality is poor, then again the order will be returned back by the purchaser, and inferior packaging may result in damage to the product or other kind of situations. All these factors are directly related to the revenue and that will be a kind of a heavy revenue loss. So, there is need to address, and to address it, next part is the company has recruited a general manager HR. Prior level of investigation resulted and that these factors are because of fault in the system, but GM HR conducted the investigation, and in the investigation it was found that it is not the fault in system, rather it is poor synchronization and coordination among different departments. Resultantly, there is delay in supply, there is quality poor and product up to not the mark. So, these and even beyond that, the investigation reveals that the major reason for this is that company's hiring policy and compensation package. Company's hiring policy means company is hiring senior level managers from outside without giving opportunity of recruitment to. This will create unrest, dissatisfaction. So, first, second, compensation package. Those who are joining company afresh, they are given higher packages in comparison to those who are already working in the company. So, these are the two major reasons identified by the GM HR. So, second time. Now, third time you will highlight all these points. The first question is, what is problem in the case? There is need to understand the problem of case. So, the first part of the case, there is nothing problem in that, because it gives detail about the company policy and that. Then in the second paragraph, what is status of compensation. So, some detail about it, that lesser salary is given, other fringe benefits and social security and incentives are appropriate. Second part includes that, and then third part includes there is problem. A problem is delayed delivery, poor product quality and other challenges, inferior packaging, etc., that is given. But what is reason for that? A study was conducted, and the outcome of that study reveals that it is because of system of the company, and to address that challenge, company appointed a general manager, and the findings of general manager are also given. You will highlight all important part related to the solution of the questions given at the end. Otherwise also, if questions are not given, then the case analyzers or students will identify the problem. And for identification of problem, it is not mandatory that you will go through the cases only. Better, you should go through other cases also, and you will find some of the cases where a wonderful solution would be given for that kind of situation. You should go through some books to understand the various managerial concepts, various theories, various models, and how those theories and models can help you in the solution of the problem. So, you will identify the problem, and once you have identified the problem, then next you will collect the material for the first question. And for that, let us again go back to the all the three steps, and we will take them one by one. Already we have read this case 3 times, we have highlighted the material which is relevant. We because I am not giving you the solution. So, what I am expecting that you will identify the problem of the case, but later on during our discussion sessions we will discuss, and I will support or I will help you how to identify the problem. So, you will identify the problem, and then once the problem is identified, then relevant material has, otherwise also in this case 2 questions are given. So, that can be considered as problem of the case. So, you identify the problem, and then already you have highlighted the relevant material, and once that material is highlighted, then you will collect material from other sources also. You will use your personal managerial understanding, you will use your experience, you will use your exposure, whatever you have got, and taking benefit of that, you will design, you will structure for answer of the given question or for solution of the problem. So, by this way you will complete the first step. In the second step, you have to write the answers, or you have to compile the answers, and for that whatever material relevant you have collected, whatever material you have selected from other sources, you will compile that. Then you will use, if there is need of any kind of illustration, any kind of other resource, you will mobilize that, and then you will go for a brainstorming to completely design and structure it. And once it is done, then in the third step, first you will give a very brief introduction, and it will depend upon the length of the case. So, in the present case, the length is hardly 1 or 1.5 pages. So, you will write your introduction, you will write brief about this case just in 3 or 4, maximum in 5 lines, and then you will write a brief background. What is background of this, and how it has happened. Now, in the third part, that is the choice, you will exhibit and explain various alternatives. You will identify the problem and what could be the different alternatives. You will mention all those alternatives and discuss those alternatives in detail by taking their merits, demerits, consequences, pros and cons, all that is critically you will brainstorm all the alternative one by one, and whichever alternative is most feasible in respect of its application with respect to investment of time, effort, energy, funds, resources, feasibility, all that, taking that into. Sometimes your solution, if your solution is not feasible, sometimes if your solution is too costly, sometimes it is not possible to mobilize resources for that solution. So, taking all that, and for deciding that, you need the managerial understanding, you need various resources. So, once that is done, then you will write the solution. A solution is the alternative which is most fitting to the situation you will write, and you will write that with all the logic, justification, feasibility, its implementation possibilities. You will write with respect to all that, you will write the solution, and then you will give your recommendations. Recommendations means the strategies how this solution can be executed. You will give your recommendation for that, and by this way you will draft the case, and this drafted case will be, suppose this case study is analyzed by different 5 groups. Let us take example, a class is consist of say 60 students, and this case was given to 12 groups. Out of these 60 student, 12 groups of 5 student each was constituted, and this case was given under the mentor of an expert, and all these 12 groups worked on the case, analyzed the case, and prepared their report of the case. This prepared report of cases by 12 groups will then be discussed in the class one by one by brainstorming individually as well as among groups, and then lastly the last recommended alternative solutions will be examined with respect to its implementation by taking the various factors into consideration, as I told you, like how much time will be taken in the implementation, how much resources, effort, energy, funds and expertism, all taking that into consideration. All the 12 solutions will be analyzed, and after analysis whichever best 3 and lastly the one, that will be the solution of the case, and that last one will be again drafted under the light of the introduction, the background, then the choice, then the solution, recommendations and conclusion of the case, and then this report will be submitted, and this submitted report, if really implemented, should be provided with all feasible resources, and this case analysis may be given to the industry, and then the industry will take up this case in its department or boards of directors, and after understanding, after mobilizing the resources, then it can be implemented, and by this way a problem of industry can be solved by the case study method. So, here we will conclude this case study method understanding session. I am thankful to all of you for the patient listening, and we will meet again in the next session. Thank you very much.